Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, a Syrian unmanned aerial vehicle infiltrated Israel last night, prompting the IDF to fire a patriot missile which destroyed the drone. Syrian President Assad reveals he has been conducting negotiations with Russia to acquire the most sophisticated missile intercept system of its kind in order to combat future attacks by Israel and the United States. The Palestinian Authority announces it would no longer pay for the electricity Israel supplies to the Gaza Strip in a growing crisis between the Western-backed Palestinian Authority and the Islamist Hamas organization. A Syrian unmanned aerial vehicle infiltrated Israel last night, prompting the IDF to fire a patriot missile which destroyed the drone. The incident occurred after an airstrike destroyed Iranian-supplied weapons caches near the Damascus International Airport, an attack Syria's military attributed to Israel, even though the IDF refused to confirm nor deny the allegation. Nevertheless, Israeli Minister of Intelligence and Transportation Israel Katz asserted that the strike on the weapons caches, which according to military experts that monitor the situation in Syria were meant for Shiite Muslim militias operating in the war-torn country, was in line with Israel's established policy to interrupt weapons transfers. That said, Minister Katz refused to comment directly on the incident. Meanwhile, a senior Israeli officer revealed that there is no connection between the infiltration last night of the unmanned aerial vehicle into Israeli territory and the attack on the Iranian arms which was attributed to Israel. The officer said that the debris of the military drone have yet to be found, and it is still unclear who manufactured it and to what aim it had infiltrated. But Israel's assessment is that it was Syrian and that it accidentally infiltrated Israel during a reconnaissance mission. Meanwhile, in Moscow, Russian President Vladimir Putin's spokesman responded to a question during a press conference in which he was asked whether Israel had informed Russia of the alleged strike in advance, to which he responded that Moscow and Jerusalem share information through different channels and that the general staffs of both countries maintain an ongoing dialogue. As opposed to a previous strike by Israel and its northern neighbor about a month ago, after which the Israeli ambassador and military attaché in Moscow were summoned for a reprimand, and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu received a harsh phone call from President Vladimir Putin due to the fact that there were Russian military installations in the area of the strike. The attack that was attributed to Israel yesterday morning did not endanger any Russian facilities. Syrian President Assad, in an interview with a Venezuelan television station, said he has been conducting negotiations with Russia to acquire the most sophisticated missile intercept system of its kind, the advanced S-400 surface-to-air missile system, in order to combat future attacks by Israel and the United States. President Assad asserted that the attacks by the United States and Israel against his country prove their ongoing support of what he termed the terrorists who are fighting against him. The allegations against both Washington and Jerusalem came as U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley urged the Security Council to focus on exerting pressure on Russia to try and end the Syrian conflict, as Moscow continues to cover for the Assad regime, which thwarts international attempts to transfer humanitarian aid to besieged areas in the war-torn country, and is solely responsible for the ongoing atrocities committed in Syria. Ambassador Haley continued by pressing on the most powerful body of the United Nations for an international mandate to act in Syria, even if it would face yet another veto by Moscow.
And I listened to my Russian colleague, and he talked about task forces and diplomacy and less criticism of the Syrian regime. Where has that gotten us? It hasn't gotten us anywhere. And then the times where we could actually do something as the Security Council. Who's the one member state that continues to protect the regime that's keeping this humanitarian assistance from going through? So I will tell you, many of you said we need to put pressure on the Syrian regime. That's actually not the case. We need to put pressure on Russia because Russia continues to cover for the Syrian regime. Russia continues to allow them to keep humanitarian aid from the people that need it. Russia continues to cover for a leader who uses chemical weapons against his own people. Russia continues to veto, and Assad continues to do these things because they know Russia will continue to cover for them.
Russia's deputy ambassador to the United Nations rejected the American rhetoric against his country, stressing the fact that Moscow was responsible, together with Turkey and Iran, for nationwide cessation of hostilities, while accusing the West of refraining from exerting pressure on opposition groups to comply with various diplomatic efforts, even though they have some influence on those rebel groups, some of which are openly linked to Al-Qaeda.
Россия, и это подчеркивали многие выступающие в сегодняшнем зале, Россия, Турция и Иран делают свою часть работы по обеспечению соблюдения режима прекращения боевых действий, который является лучшим способом обеспечения улучшения гуманитарной ситуации в Сирии. Ни от вас, ни от западных коллег мы не услышали ни одного слова, что вы делаете, чтобы облегчить ситуацию. Как вы влияете на подконтрольные вам умеренную или неумеренную оппозицию? Хотя в докладе господина О'Брайена прямо назывались те районы, которые окружены и осаждены террористами.
Now to a new crisis emerging between the Western-backed Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas and the internationally recognized terror group Hamas, which controls the Gaza Strip. The Palestinian Authority announced it would no longer pay for the electricity Israel supplies to Gaza after the Islamist group Hamas announced several weeks ago that it would establish a new administrative authority separated from the Western-backed Palestinian Authority to provide a more effective administration to the rule of the Palestinian enclave. Following Hamas's decision, the Palestinian Authority chairman, President Mahmoud Abbas, decided to stop financing Gaza's electricity from Israel, a move Hamas strongly condemned, warning it could lead to a complete power shutdown of the territory, whose 2 million people already live in poverty and distress.
سألت للسلطة أنها تنظر لقطاع غزة بالمنظور الصحيح أنه قطاع غزة جزء لا يتجزأ من فلسطين. يعني بوجه رسالة للرئيس محمود عباس أنه ينظر لا هنا في قطاع غزة أنه إحنا شعبك يا رئيس أبو مازن وإحنا يعني إحنا جزء من فلسطين يا أبو مازن ويعني انظر لنا على الأقل بشفقة يعني.
A Hamas spokesperson said that both Israel and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas's authority will regret this behavior.
ونعتبر أن هذه الخطوة هي جريمة ضد الشعب الفلسطيني وهي تساوق مع الاحتلال ونحن نحذر بأنه إذا لم يرفع الحصار إما رفع الحصار أو الانفجار والانفجار سيطال وسيكون بوجه الاحتلال الصهيوني وسيندم كل من تمالأ أمام الاحتلال من السلطة الفلسطينية وغيرها سيندم على هذه الخطوة وأن حماس تملك خيارات متعددة لأجل الرد على هذه الجريمة لأننا ندافع عن شعبنا وعن حق شعبنا بالحياة.
The new Palestinian crisis comes as the Western-backed authority and Hamas are in deadlock in a struggle over a unity deal that could loosen the Islamist group's hold on the Gaza Strip, territory it won control of from forces loyal to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas in 2007. Thank you for watching us. You can also watch us at TV7israelnews.com or TV7.fi. For any comments, please send your emails to israelnews@tv7.fi. For more updates from Israel and the region, please join our Facebook page at TV7 Israel News. And due to the Labor Day on the 1st of May, TV7 Israel News won't be broadcasted on Monday. So from me here in Jerusalem and the team, I'd like to wish you a Shabbat Shalom, praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. We'll see you again on Tuesday at the same time.
In order to donate to TV7 Israel News, please follow these simple steps. First, press the Donate logo, located at the bottom left side of TV7 Israel News Facebook page, or on the Donate tab at the head of the page. Then insert the amount you'd like to donate, and fill in your credit card information. Just like this. And press Review Donation and continue. After reviewing your donation details, please press Donate to finalize your donation. That's it! Your donation is now complete, and an email with your donation details has been sent to your email address. You can also print your donation receipt by pressing the link here. Thank you for supporting TV7 Israel News.